Did Jungkook really turn down a massive offer from HYBE just for Jimin? Why did this decision shock even those closest to them? And what exactly happened behind the scenes that made Jungkook choose a path that sacrificed his career for his own groupmate? This news hit the BTS fandom like a storm in the middle of a calm sea. Just when the public thought everything was fine behind BTS's success, came a silent decision from Jungkook that shook all perceptions about loyalty, sacrifice, and true friendship. No one expected, no one was prepared, that Jungkook, the youngest member, known for his focus on his career, would make such a deeply personal and emotional decision. He rejected an exclusive offer worth billions of won from HYBE just to preserve something he believed was more valuable than money or fame, his bond with Jimin. This story isn't just about money or contracts. It's about loyalty tested, about old wounds not yet healed, about secrets that have been kept tightly by these two BTS members, even from their most loyal fans. Why was Jungkook's decision so extreme? What exactly did HYBE offer? And what happened to Jimin that made Jungkook stand before the agency's executives and say, "I can't accept this, not like this"? An internal source who declined to be named revealed that in recent months, HYBE had been developing a major strategy for BTS's future after military service. Individual branding concepts were pushed, solo project offers came pouring in, and Jungkook topped the list with his massive global potential. One of the projects offered was a strategic collaboration with a multinational brand, with payment even surpassing previous global campaigns. But behind the glittering promise, there was one condition that made Jungkook hesitate. The project would be framed in a way that created distance between him and Jimin. Not direct conflict, but enough to make the public question their relationship. And that's something Jungkook could not accept. Was HYBE intentionally trying to pit members against each other for marketing strategies? Or was this just part of a PR move that Jungkook misread as something unprofessional? What's certain is, Jungkook's refusal of the contract has become a strong signal that the emotional bonds among BTS members run much deeper than what appears on the surface. But the most painful question came from BTS's inner circle. Why did Jimin have to be the reason for Jungkook to reject such a big opportunity? And here lies the most heartbreaking truth. According to a creative staff member working directly with BTS's team, Jimin had been going through a very tough time during his military training. A minor injury he sustained earlier in the year turned out to have a bigger impact than expected. Not just physically, but also the ongoing mental pressure from public expectations, unfounded gossip, and anxiety about his place in the group when everyone returns. Jimin felt burdened. He reportedly requested time away from the public, and this is what drove Jungkook to make a major decision. In one internal practice session, Jimin was reported to have said something that made the entire room fall silent. "I feel like I no longer have a place when everyone comes back." Sources stated that Jungkook, who was present at the time, immediately approached Jimin and hugged him, without saying a word. Since that day, Jungkook began rejecting all projects that required him to perform without Jimin's involvement or those that might create a narrative of rivalry between members. Is this a form of deep platonic love between two friends? Or is there something more personal that the public doesn't know yet? Speculation came from various sides. But one thing is certain, Jungkook's decision was not impulsive. It was the result of deep thought, deep emotions, and unconditional loyalty. HYBE, on the other hand, has yet to release an official statement. But several executives stated that they respected Jungkook's decision and were reviewing their approach to solo member projects. This raises new questions. Are all BTS members under the same pressure? Are solo projects, once considered opportunities, actually the cause of hidden internal tensions? Meanwhile, Jungkook remains silent in public. He chooses to express his emotions through music. A few weeks after rejecting the major project, he released a new single full of hidden meaning, with lyrics emotionally exploring themes of loss, fear of change, and longing for someone who once made the world feel whole. Fans immediately associated the song with Jimin's situation, and many viewed it as a heartbreaking love letter. In disguise, there's also speculation that Jungkook is preparing a special project with Jimin designed as a subtle resistance against an industry system that prioritizes commercialization over friendship. This project is said to be a personal work, outside HYBE's full control, that will stand as a testament to how these two friends stand together in any condition. Now the question has changed. Will Jungkook's decision trigger a bigger shift in the K-pop industry? Could other artists follow in his footsteps and choose heart over money? Or will this decision mark a painful turning point in his career? Time will tell. But one thing is undeniable. This moment will be remembered as one of the most emotional turning points in BTS's journey. When the stage lights dim and the fireworks fade, what remains are human relationships. And amid the harsh world of entertainment, Jungkook showed that sometimes what matters most is not what we achieve, but who we fight for. This story is not over yet, but one message rings loud and clear. Even in the glare of fame, there is still someone who will choose his heart, even if it means losing the world. And today, that name is Jungkook. However, behind all the emotion, rumors, and fast-spreading speculation on social media, the actual facts are very different. After verifying with primary sources, including direct confirmation from HYBE's official representative, it can be confirmed that the news about Jungkook rejecting HYBE's massive offer for Jimin is not true. There was no project that required Jungkook to distance himself from Jimin, and there was never any contract rejection in a context that has been hyped up. HYBE stated that all promotional plans for BTS members, including solo projects, are always consulted professionally with each artist and never place one member in a position that could trigger conflict or negative perception toward another. Jungkook himself has never made any public statement implying internal tension or specific sacrifices like what many online rumors claim that in fact. Jimin and Jungkook have both shown a solid relationship in many moments, including emotional and personal support during military service. There is no concrete evidence supporting the narrative that Jungkook turned down money for his friend in such a dramatic context. In conclusion, this viral news is more of an emotional interpretation exaggerated without valid factual basis. While such narratives may stir feelings of sympathy and warmth, it's important to emphasize that unverified information can mislead and cause major misunderstandings toward artists and their agency. Let us continue to be fans who are critical, wise, and value truth above sensation.